creative friends, welcome to my channel and welcome to the Thanksgiving 2022 pie collaboration. I love pie, so I love this collaboration. I love collaborations anyway, but if you've ever watched my channel for any length of time, you'll know that pies are my favorite. Way over cakes or cupcakes or any of that. I love them. And I found a pie in this cookbook that I got when we got married 40 years ago. Like, look at the pages. They're so bad. But I found a pie in here I have never made. So I'm going to make this one for this collaboration. I think it's really cool. It's called a grasshopper pie. And what you need is you need to have, I'm just going to go over the ingredients and the instructions, and then I'll get everything set up, and then we'll, actually go forward making it. But it tells you that you'll need a chocolate wafer crumb crust. It gives you the page on page 507. It tells you how to make one. But I made a trip to the store and I got one already done. So that's just kind of a cheater thing, and probably back, I don't remember seeing these when 40 years ago. So that's probably why you had to make your own. But now here we have a great chocolate wafer crumb crust. So that's awesome. Need an envelope of unflavored gelatin. So I've got the envelope out of here that I'm going to set over here because I'm going to use some gelatin. Sugar, and I've got this container that's got sugar in it because I have to use 2 different scoops for that. And you know what? I'm going to show you something. Somebody asked me about this box right here, and I'll show you. This is kind of cool. So if you see, you can see how each one of these opens. And there's one of those little containers in there. There's another one, see? And the one I have right now came out of this hole. See that? Because this box was something Brian's uncle made for his mom. And when we went out to take care of their home after, they had both passed away, nobody wanted it. And it was such a cool thing. It came home with me. So that is the little sugar container that comes out of that box. He was a big woodworker, and he used to like to make woodworking things for people. So that's the story on that box. So there you go. Okay, sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, which I already have measured out there. 3 eggs, and I have my 3 eggs, and they need to be separated. So I've got 2 bowls. I'll put the 3 whites in one and the 3 yolks in the other, and I'll have those ready when we get started. And then there is 1/4 cup of creme de menthe, which I couldn't find. There's no such thing as a small bottle of this. So I got this bottle, and it's a special thing, so I'm making it. I got it to make this pie. So I need 1/4 cup of that, and 1/4 cup of cold coffee. So you need that as well. And then 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then it wanted Angelica for garnish. The problem was I could not find any anywhere, and it's just a sprinkle on the top of the cake. So I took some chocolate and grated it, and that's what I will sprinkle on the top of the pie. I mean, not the cake. So I'll sprinkle that on the pie. And basically, the first thing you do is you got to get a saucepan, and you're going to put the gelatin and the sugar and the salt in a small bowl and kind of mix it around. Make sure it's nicely mixed. Then, with a wire whisk, we need to beat the egg yolks with 1/2 cup of water. Kind of mix those all up nice. Then we'll stir that into the gelatin mixture, cook it over low heat, and stirring the whole time until the gelatin's completely dissolved and the mixture has thickened, and that should take about 10 minutes. Then we'll remove that from the heat, stir in the creme de menthe and the coffee, and it's just going to smell so good. Then we're going to refrigerate that mixture. Every once in a while we need to go in and stir it until it's kind of the consistency of an unbeaten egg white, and that should take about 20 minutes. Then in a large bowl I'll use my mixer, or I guess I could just do my regular hand mixer. At high speed we'll beat the eggs whites until soft peaks form, and beating those at high speed we'll gradually add in another 1/4 cup of butter or sugar, and then we'll beat that until the sugar is completely dissolved. Then, with a wire whisk or a rubber spatula, we're going to fold in that refrigerated gelatin mixture. Okay? Super simple. Then in a different small bowl with the same beaters and the mixer at medium speed, we're going to beat the cream until stiff peaks form. Then we'll fold that into the gelatin mixture. So you can just imagine it's going to be this super yummy, creamy perfectness. And then we will put that into the pie shell, And we'll refrigerate it. We'll sprinkle the top of it with some of that chocolate. Should be Angelica, but I'm going to sprinkle some with that grated chocolate. And then we will refrigerate the whole thing until it's set. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get everything ready, and I will be back as soon as we're ready to bake. Or to actually, this isn't baked, it's refrigerated. So as soon as we're ready to get going, I'll come back. So I've got all my things measured out. I've got my 1/4 cup of coffee, my 1/4 cup of cream de menthe, my cup of heavy whipping cream. I've got my sugar ready with my 1/4 cup measure, my little packet of gelatin, my 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I've got the grated chocolate that I'm going to sprinkle on the top, and I've got my 3 eggs. Now here's a trick. I love to show tricks. So what I need is 3 eggs separated. So I need the yolks and the white separated. And this is just kind of a clever trick. You know, people will crack the egg and then rock the yolk back and forth to let the white drip off. Or there's like little egg separators. But here is a fun little trick. Got a clean, like soda bottle. This was Pepsi. And then you put your yolk, your egg, and then what happens is you squeeze the bottle, put it on the yolk, whoop, there's your egg, and then you just let the white fall out. Okay, so the white's going to come out of there. I like to try to give it an opportunity for a lot of the white to go out because you need to separate it nice. But there you have a separated egg. Super simple. Let me do it again for you. I'll do another one. It's just a fun little trick. Crack it in there. Squeeze my bottle on the yolk. And you see what I'm doing there? Let me see if you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Can't hold the camera with my other finger. Alright, just put it on the yolk and release it. And boop, there it is. Yolk in the bottle. Perfect. One more. And then we'll have our 3 eggs separated. I love this little trick. I love all my little kitchen tricks. Hang on, I want to get that over. There we go. And this one had a little bit of the white still left with it, so what I'm going to do is pull that off and make sure that extra bit of white. Let me get a container because I do have a little bit of white there that I don't want. So I'm just going to pour that there, pull that yolk up, pour that there. There we go. And then that little bit of white can go back in there. Perfect. So, perfectly separated 3 yolks and 3 whites using an old soda bottle. That was just a fun trick. So now what I'm going to do is I will get my little pot because I need my pot here. And the instructions tell me, I'm actually going to refer to the instructions a lot because I have never made this pie. And I don't want to mess it up because it's so pretty. Look at how the green is going to be so pretty. Okay, so I've got the crust done. So we're going to stir the gelatin with a 1/4 cup of water and the salt in a pot, in a medium saucepan. Okay, so here's the gelatin. And here's my little 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And here is my 1/4 cup of sugar. There we have it. Now I'm going to use this little whisk. I'm going to whisk all that and make sure it's all nicely mixed together. And now it tells me, ooh, I got a sugar clump. Okay. Now it says, in a small bowl with a wire whisk, beat the egg yolks with a 1/2 cup of water. So let me get a 1/2 cup of water in here. And actually, this little measures a 1/2 cup. Let me get there. There we go. So there's a 1/2 cup of water. And we're going to add, what did it say? Whisk the egg yolks with a 1/2 cup of water. There's the yolks. Doop, doop, doop. And we're going to use this. Okay. And then we're going to stir that into the gelatin mixture. Okay, that looks well mixed. There's that. So we're going to stir that into the gelatin mixture, and then we're going to cook it over low heat, stirring until the gelatin is dissolved and the mixture is thickened, which should take about 10 minutes. All right, so I've got that. It's all mixed. Now, let me take this over to the stove, and then I will set you up over there. I've got this over here on medium heat. I'm just going to let it stir, or I'm going to keep stirring it until it gets thick. So we'll just keep doing this. And then when this is done, actually it says once it's thickened in about 10 minutes, I'm going to remove it from the heat and then stir in the cream de menthe and the coffee. And then we have to refrigerate this, and it'll take about 20 minutes being refrigerated. We have to stir it every once in a while until it's about the thickness of egg whites. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to keep stirring this until it's done, and then I'll show you when I'm ready. Oh, I'll show you the consistency and when I'm ready to add the cream de menthe and the coffee to it. All right, here we are. I've got it. Took about 10 minutes, and it's perfect. And now I do want to say, this cream de menthe is an alcohol, if you did not know, and I would say that because there's alcohol in this pie, it's not baked. I can't tell you if the heat of this mixture is enough to burn off the alcohol from the cream de menthe. So I just want to go on record as saying this has alcohol in it. If you don't drink, don't want to be exposed to alcohol or avoiding alcohol, this is probably not the pie for you. And if you serve it at a gathering, I would also tell people that there is alcohol in it, because you don't know if someone has an alcohol allergy or they're just trying to avoid alcohol. So there goes the cream de menthe. That was the coffee, and now the cream de menthe. Ooh, it smells so good. But look at how pretty green it's going to be. Okay, so now it tells me took it off the heat, stirring until remove from the heat and stir in the cream de menthe and the coffee. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to get it nicely mixed in. But anyway, I just wanted to say that because there is nothing that I can find about whether the alcohol burns off because of this heat. But I'm going to be on the safe side and say don't do it. Just consider this pie to have alcohol in it. If you know different, let me know. But other than that, I'm a safety girl. I always err on the side of caution. Okay, so now it says refrigerate this mixture, stirring often until the mixture is the consistency of an unbeaten egg white, which I will do. And then I will come back and we're going to use our egg whites, and we are going to start making whipped egg whites. All right, so let me put this in the fridge and then All right, I've got that in the fridge. And now I'm going to take the egg whites, and in this bowl, I am going to, at high speed, I'm going to beat the egg whites until soft peaks form, beating at high speed. I will also gradually add in, once those peaks form, I will gradually add in that 1/4 cup of sugar. So I'm going to put these in here, and so that you guys don't have to listen to the mixer, I'm just going to put it on super fast. All right. So I've got the sugar all blended in really nicely. And now it says we're going to, with a wire whisk or rubber spatula, gently fold in the gelatin mixture to this. Hang on. Okay. Let me get this off of here, and let me get that gelatin mixture out of the fridge. It's looking pretty. It's such a pretty color green. Look at that green. It's going to be a green pie. I'm excited about this. All right, let me get this off of here. Let me get these beaters off of here. Okay. Because I'm going to use the same beaters. It says to use the same beaters when I do the whipped cream. So, just set that aside. And now, it's going to gradually beat until sugar with the wire whisker gently fold in the gelatin mix. Gently fold in the gelatin mixture. There we go. Now, I'm going to gently fold this in. Just kind of mix this carefully. Folding it. Kind of set up a little bit. I probably should have taken it out of the fridge a little sooner, but I'm pretty confident we can get this in here, probably with the wire whisk. There we go. This is cute. It's going to be a good pie. I keep thinking, oh, this would be great for the holidays, like even St. Patrick's Day, though, because of the pretty green color that it is. Let me see if this wire whip will help incorporate that, because it did kind of set up a little bit more than I would have liked, but I'm sure that it is not unfixable. Yeah. And we're doing good. Okay. This is looking good. So while I'm folding this in, I'm going to look over here. It says, now in a small bowl with the same beaters and the mixer at medium speed, we're going to beat the cream until stiff peaks form. So let me get this all mixed in. And I feel like I'm going to put this back in the fridge until Jill spoon. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put this back in the fridge because I don't want it to get too thin, because our home is really warm right now because it got cold. So we have the wood stove going. And I don't want that to thin this out. Okay. Let me get the little pieces out. I think that's good. Okay. Alright, this looks good. So now let me get my cream in another bowl, and I will come back to you. I'm going to put this in the fridge, but I'll come back to you and we will whip the cream up. Alright, now in this bowl, we're going to put the cream, and it says use the same mixture, so that's fine. And then we're going to whip this until stiff peaks form, and then this gets folded into the other mixture as well. Then it all goes into a pie shell. So I'm going to speed this up for you so you don't have to listen to the blender or the mixer. Alright, there you go. It's got stiff peaks, and I wanted to be careful that I didn't get to the point that it crossed over and became butter. So watch that. When you get to this point, you got to be a little bit careful. So now I've got this mixture. Get rid of my little beaters. And this is going to get mixed into the other mixture. Now they both become one. And then it all goes into the pie shell, and then you get the little chocolate sprinkles on top. So we're going to fold this into this mixture now. Super creamy, and this is like an old recipe pie. Like, this isn't something you see a lot. So I wanted to do something different. Alright, we're going to fold that in. Ooh, it smells like super minty. Ugh, it's good. It's going to be terrific in that chocolate pie shell, which I'm going to show you guys a trick with the tops on the pie shells when you buy them. They're actually a cake top protector, or a pie protector, which is kind of cool. Alright, so now, simple. Fold into the gelatin mixture, and then we're going to spoon this into the crust. But I want to get it all nicely uniform so there's no white stripes in it. Looks good. And then after it's nice and cool and set up, then we will do, of course, a taste test. Quite different than an average, I think, kind of pie. I saw somebody in a movie one time have a grasshopper pie. I think it was like one of those ones on the Turner Classic Movies channel. Probably. Okay, I feel like that's good. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, we're going to call that done. Now, I got this handy little ready crust. I'm going to show you guys something super cute, or super cool. So we're going to take this off. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, but I have to wash the top of it. So, this little pie, this little clear plastic thing that comes out, I wash that, and then what you do is you turn it over on your pie and crimp the sides, and that's going to protect in the fridge. So let me go wash that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I got that washed off. Now we're going to leave these little edges up, because that's what's going to hold that little top on. And now I'm just going to fill this into this pie. And I think this is a smaller pie shell, probably than one you would make. So if there was a bunch left over, I'd put it in like little individual cups with sprinkled with a little bit of chocolate or like chocolate cookie crumbled up on top of it, but I think we're going to be okay with this. So let's fill this up. Oh, it's going to be perfect. Woohoo! Get it all around the sides nice. Okay. Up around the edges. Just kind of spoon that in there. There is going to be a little left over, but that's fine. Okay. Well, maybe a little bit more. Let's make it a high pie. Nice and tall pie. All right. Okay, this looks good. Get all the way around the edges there. No side gaps. Okay. Make it look nice. Okay. And now I've got this grated up chocolate that I'm going to sprinkle over the top. Yummy, yummy. Make it all over the whole thing. This is not the pie for you if you do not like mint and chocolate, but if you do, I think you'll love it. Okay. That looks great. And now we're going to put this little pie topper on there. See that? And crimp just like 4 sides. And now I'm going to put that in the fridge and I'm going to let it set up. And once it's set up, I'll come back and we will do a final taste test. And this is going to be awesome. All right, I've taken the pie out of the fridge. And it's, I'm sure, going to be so good. Ooh, nice. Now it's set up nice. Look at how pretty it is. So, my daughter, I was telling her about this. And she said it reminds her of a recipe she saw for what they call thin mint pie. And that makes sense. And then I'm sure there are pies out there that are just for like mint and chocolate, you know. And so I feel like there's a lot of pies out there that you could make that would have the same mint chocolate flavor. But this is kind of like the original, the good old grasshopper pie. So I'm going to cut this, put it on the little plates, and we'll have Brian come do a taste test. Okay. I am excited about this pie. It was kind of cool. I was looking through that book and I was thinking, I need to come up with a pie recipe. And lo and behold, I turned the page and it was this pie. So that's why I thought I better do this one. Get that little bit that came off there. Okay. Ooh, it's got a really nice setup to it. It's not like really soft. It did set up really nicely. It's almost like, look at that. It's like a cloud. So yummy. All right. Hey, Brian. All right, we're going to have Brian take a little taste. He can eat that stuff. Ooh, it smells good. It's like a minty chocolate pie or a chocolate minty pie. Okay. This is a grasshopper pie. Ooh, and it's got the coffee in it. I taste the coffee too.
It's good.
It's good? You thinking about it? Did you taste the coffee a little bit?
Trying to.
It's like coffee, mint, and chocolate.
Yeah.
It's good though, huh?
Oh yeah, it
It's
is
good.
good.
It's good, huh?
Yep.
Good. Like the chocolate crust too. All right. All right, folks. There you have it. A grasshopper pie from my 40-year-old cookbook. My Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. And of course, this is another fun collaboration. I love collaborations. Don't forget to go check out the other channels. Look at their pies. Check them out. And hit the like and subscribe button. That's always so important. And as always, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in my next video.